Hello, it's me, Mayo Hosko, coming to you at 60 frames per second in 4K resolution. No sugar, no filler, just real whole egg, and welcome to my channel. Hello, it's me, Mayo Hosko, and we're in kind of a tricky stage right now because the Transocean stream is on a little bit of a pause while we figure stuff out. But I have been talking with someone on Discord a lot, and we agreed to do a stream because they are trying to get used to the whole streaming game because they want to take part in it soon themselves. They did a little bit of a test on their own stream and they feel like they want more practice, and so I agreed to do one with them again, and so now we're just waiting. But if they don't come here within 15 minutes, we're going to end this thing. So we're just waiting. Hopefully they remember. Hopefully they remember. I have no idea where they are. It's in a bit of a tricky situation because we are changing the schedules of some of our streams, and I've been contemplating a few ideas about how I could go about adapting to those schedules, and I'm not ready to reveal those changes yet, but until we're collectively ready to reveal changes, I decided to experiment with trying to bring back the Real Whole Egg series, and like for chances that I know I can get a co-host, then do something like that. And well, because I think the culture of that stream series works really well when I have someone in studio with me. And then for times when I just want to go solo and talk with my chat, then thinking might bring back the late night streams because it's or the early morning stream series that I did once upon a time, because it's after 4:30 a.m. for me right now. Yeah. So 2-4, if you know where Owen is, it's 8 p.m. British summertime. That's what we agreed to, and he's not here yet. So if he doesn't come in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to end this stream. Also, hello, Miss Amby and Cabbage Face. Yeah, I'm not sure where he is either. We agreed to 8 p.m. British summertime, and it's now 8:05 British summertime. He said he wants to build the Dark Falcon because that's what he's been building. I just hope he comes. because that's what we agreed to. It does live, Crimson, because I'm in an experimental phase on my channel with my streams right now. Yeah, he seems like that type of person, 2-4. Hello, Randucci. Do you know where Owen is right now? I hope he's just setting up his technology, because he really wants to keep building his Lego Dark Falcon, and anytime we can breed experience into him is good, because he's told us that he wants to get that experience. And because of our scheduling conflicts, I can provide that experience. So we're just waiting. And I'm doing gaming at the same time. I wouldn't want to put that pressure on you. You don't have to do that. 2-4. Healing your voice is more important right now. Yeah, because I've been dealing with a lot of people that have had illness or injury. I know people that have gone to the hospital. I know people that have had to get prescription medication. Yeah. Oh, and you're the star of the show. I sent you the invite on Discord, so you can check your direct messages and the invites there. We've been waiting since the start of the stream for you, because your Lego Dark Falcon will be the star of the show. So for those who don't know, I've designated this as episode 65 of Real Whole Egg, and the reason why I retired the Real Whole Egg series in October 2024 is because our former co-host started chasing the American dream, and he hasn't looked back since. He's let me know occasionally that he still remembers us. It's just that he's gone from working the normal hours to working so many hours. And if you have been subscribed to me for years now, then you remember the good dynamic that we used to have. And there was no there's Owen. Yeah, there was no falling out between us. We just parted ways because he's chasing the American dream, and I respect people who want to chase their dreams, and when they actually tell me that they've succeeded at their dreams, then I'm so happy for them. And someone that's trying to chase their dreams by becoming a more proficient streamer is Owen.
Hello.
Hey, Owen. Nice
How's
Dark
everybody doing?
Falcon. Yeah,
Yes, thank you.
nice Dark Falcon.
Yeah, I'm on page bag 15.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been working on it since probably 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna change up this so that I'm on the small screen and you're on the big screen. So is there a way that you can get your camera to be landscape?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Because that means we can get more of that awesome set into the shot.
Wait, other way. Yeah. It's not quite finished yet. Wait.
Are you streaming on your phone?
Yeah. I could bring up my tripod.
Yeah, because you might want to make sure that your battery doesn't go flat throughout this stream.
Yeah, sorry, it's plugged in.
Okay, yeah, so you're plugged in.
Yeah. How's that?
And I guess your phone's on auto lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for those who don't know, there are ways of taking your phones off of auto lock.
Yeah, sorry it was late. I just had an injury on my hand.
Oh, what happened?
I got bit off my hamster and it took a chunk out my hand.
Oh, ouch. That's why
Yeah.
I don't put my hands near pets. They're unpredictable.
Yeah. I was just getting it sorted. Put a plaster and stuff on it.
Yeah. 23. Yeah, 23. Oh, god damn it.
I've also had a move around in my room, so ready for my room tour.
No, it's because you said about a month ago you were gonna try and do that.
Yeah, I've been quite busy recently with car washing. I haven't really had time to be making YouTube videos and stuff.
Yeah, and I've been doing so much stuff with university. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Because we got a whole bunch of
hobby. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We got a whole bunch of.
I need to be earning money.
We got a whole bunch of extensions for stuff at grad school, which has bought me a lot of time.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff are you doing?
I don't need to talk about that.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I prefer not to get into the specifics of my education.
Yeah, it's cool. I get it. It's alright.
Technically, all of my classes are under an architecture major, even though I'm not going to be an architect.
Yeah.
Which is strange.
What is?
What I just said.
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry, it's hard to concentrate while building, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I gotta ask, so did you buy that set because of the set itself or because of the minifigures?
Both.
But which aspect of the set do you like more? The build or the minifigures?
Probably the build.
Yes, because that's how Lego should be enjoyed. You should like a set because of the build. I always say if the minifigures are the best part about the set, it's a bad set.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're not just paying for the minifigures that get artificially inflated by the third party sellers who just invent prices out of their asshole, which is how when M&R Productions spread the news about a misprint on a Qui-Gon Jinn, immediately that figure increased in price by tenfold.
Literally.
Because the minifigure collectors are suckers to the point where some people now actually concocted the lie in their mind that there are some sets where 90% of the value is in the minifigures. Not according to the Bricklink part out value.
Yeah, literally. I mean, if you really wanted the minifigures, you could probably just get them on eBay.
Well, the prices of minifigures are so crazy. People now actually don't recommend doing that because some sets, the pieces are worth the same amount as the minifigures, because the minifigures have become so inflated in their value, and that's not the free market that uh, that directed those prices. That's
Yeah,
people who are greedy, who just pulled a random number out of out of their mind,
definitely. Yeah, I
and
agree.
thinking that naive customers will pay for it, and a lot of times they do pay. They do pay for it,
Definitely. It's not
and it
worth it.
just and it's ugh, it just it just makes me question how they spend their money, that they're willing to throw all this money at a little piece of plastic that has less function and is 10 times more expensive than an official action figure. That's
Yeah, the
that's way
minifigures are a
bigger.
waste of
That's
money.
way bigger and more posable. Like, why does Mr. Gold have to sell for more than $3,000? Someone just invented that price and said, yes, that is the market. It's not the free market. It's not supply and demand, because there was once upon a time when the Mr. Golds were selling for less than $1,000. The supply has always been the same. The demand has always been the same. What changed is sellers thinking they could sell it for more than what they actually should be. And there's a
Yeah,
reason why nobody buys the Mr. Gold anymore, because the prices are so high that they're unsellable. But every
yeah,
Mr. Gold seller thinks they can get away with selling something that isn't being sold for that price. So if sellers want to start selling more of the Mr. Gold, and they're already not selling as it is, you know what? You know what that means? You have to lower your prices to sell them.
yeah. Seriously.
Like, I use the Mr. Gold example. Is Are there any minifigures that you're chasing?
Um, just probably the vintage,
Yeah,
but they're not
vintage,
quite cheap.
absolutely.
They're
Yeah.
just hard to get your hands on.
Well, they're not as hard if you're going after some of the plentiful stuff like from town. But if you're looking for a specific castle, pirate, or space one, like, let's say, the Black Classic Spaceman or the Female Forestman, um, or uh, I can't think of a specific pirate one, but if you're looking for a specific one, then add that, particularly if it has some lore from the print media, then yeah, it's probably going to run you a pretty penny.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, one of them I'm after is a couple of the minifigures and rock monsters from um
Rock Raiders?
yeah, Rock Raiders. Yeah.
Wait. I have to double check you. Do you mean Rock Raiders or Power Miners?
Wait. Yeah, it's Power Miners. Yeah.
Yeah, because Power Miners isn't vintage. Rock Raiders is vintage.
Yeah, yeah. I'm after a
Rock
bit of both,
Rock
really.
Rock Raiders is just no, sorry. Uh, Power Miners is just old. It's not vintage. I see people um they mistake sets from the 2000s as a vintage. We're in the year 2025. It'll be a few years until we can classify um those sets as a vintage. We need the next era of Lego to come about, where I will call anything made after Bionicle came out to be vintage.
Yeah.
because I'm not sure what everyone else's standards are for classifying the age names of Lego products, but that's where I draw the line. So like I'd say a 1999 Star Wars set is vintage, but a 2001 Bionicle set isn't. That's my personal rules. Other people have their own rules, and so if you do have your own rules, please let us know in the comments right now. I'd love to hear other people's parameters.
I'm
And
also after some pirates.
What ages of pirates? There's a lot of pirates out there.
Probably the 70s.
Pirates didn't come out until 89.
Was it 89?
Yeah, 1989.
Must have been the 90s, or like one of the first eras of the pirates.
Technically, the first era was 89 to 91.
Yeah.
The second era was 92 to 95. The third era was just the year. Actually, no. Yeah. The third era was 96 and 97. The third era, I think, started in 2003 and lasted until 2004. Then the fifth era was 2008 to 2009. The sixth era was 2015 and 2016, and they haven't done anything with pirates for 9 years now.
Shoot. Yeah.
Which is like, I'm not necessarily a Lego Pirates fan, but for those who are, it's almost 10 years since we had a pirate theme. Granted, we've gotten pirate sets, just not a pirate theme, and it's been slightly longer for us castle fans. Anyway, I've been gaming. What the hell is going on in the chat? Let's see what's going on in the chat. Yeah, I haven't heard that song yet. Yes, we are still going to be doing the Transocean stream. We're just coordinating how to reschedule that because of scheduling conflicts. Yeah, we have scheduling conflicts. That's why you should rest your voice, 2-4. Yeah, Randucci, when are you streaming again? Hello, Alexandria, working on a set while listening to the stream. Wish I had your problem. Been making thumbnails. See, that's why I don't try to make thumbnails for other people, and why I'm not a musician, because that takes time away. Are there more people building the Dark Falcon? Because if you're also building the Dark Falcon right now, please let us know. Oh, I'll put that on my radar, Randucci. You own the Dark Falcon, but are you building it right now, Johnny? Exactly. I try not to do that. That the Mr. Gold could be a candidate for that price tag. Randucci says, I could be hunting for a minifig that I'm interested in, but there's no way I'd spend more than $30 on one, and that's too high. I probably wouldn't spend more than 10 Australian dollars if I can help it.
I just recently ordered the Ewok minifigures from eBay.
I know someone who gets really triggered at the Ewoks. Yeah, I'm not quite vintage, but by my parameters, in 2013 I will be vintage in terms of Lego collections. Hey Zelda. Hey Heather. They are Johnny. We will do that. Zelda says Batman would approve of the Dark Falcon, perhaps. Well, I'm about to play that right. I'm about to play that right now. And Alexandria recently built the Dark Falcon. Maybe Alexandria has answers to questions that Owen may or may not have about the build.
I mean, really, the only thing I want to know is
I like how everyone's calling it the Prem, because it's just one of the strangest things I've ever seen in the Star Wars universe. How a character deserves their own Prem. Anyway, let's go to my media assets and do these things for our friends. Where are they? Here. Yeah. So, how is the weather over there?
oh, it's really bad. It's quite stormy.
So you're getting late spring storms?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I wish, well, a lot of people in our state wish we were getting some late autumn storms. This is going to be a very dry year for our state.
Yeah, I wish the UK was that way.
Very unbalanced weather in our country right now, because while we're in a sub drought, people east of the Great Dividing Range, their towns just got flooded out.
Really?
Yeah, because of because the Great Dividing Range separates the paths that the clouds travel, and I'm trying very hard not to provoke the YouTube or Google informative description like what happened one time. So I'm not going to mention the CC word. I'm not going to mention. I'm not going to mention the CC word ever again on my streams, because I had a guest once that came on and talked about that a lot, and that triggered that in my description, and I don't want that in my description. So is there anything that you want to talk about?
Just the quality of the set, really. I'm pleased with it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people really satisfied with it.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure if the piece counts equals to the price the way it should be, but I'm forgetting it's also Star Wars, so it's going to be worth quite a bit more than just piece count.
Well, that's a perceived value. That's not a business value, because eye of the beholder. Because to fans, it's an intricate build. To Lego, it's just a volume of ABS plastic.
Yeah.
And also to a mock to a mock builder, it's also just a volume of ABS plastic. Now, to a mock builder, we'd more consider how useful the pieces are. To a set builder, you consider how well are the pieces used to execute a screen accurate prop like something from a movie.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't in the films, is it?
I'm not sure. I need one of my Star Wars bros to educate me when this was in the Star Wars universe.
I'm pretty sure it's in the series, although I'm not quite sure.
All I know is that set got a lot of hype.
Yeah, yeah. Currently, this is probably the biggest set I own.
My biggest set is actually I can see that by piece count. If I go to brick set, I might be able to find it. Where's my inventory on brick set? I have 614 sets. Is there a yes, I can sort by the number of pieces. Okay, yeah, I can sort by. Is there a way to reverse this? I guess I can't.
What are you doing it on?
I'm on brick set.
I'm not quite sure. I've never used that site before.
That's how I keep track of how many sets are in my inventory.
Yeah. I just practically count mine, to be honest with you.
This is weird. Why isn't it? That's strange. Surely I own more that are way bigger. Okay, if I scroll down, it'll tell me. But it wants to list the gear at the bottom. That's what's tripping it up. Okay, I thought my largest set would have been the 90th anniversary castle with 4,514 pieces. It's actually Ninjago City Gardens at 5,685 pieces. Hello, Legend Bricks. Alexandria says it's from Rebuild the Galaxy.
What did you say, sorry?
It's from Rebuild the Galaxy.
What is?
The Dark Falcon.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've got the full collection of the Rebuild of the Galaxy. It's only 3 sets, I'm pretty sure. Save it back in the book. Yeah. The X-Wing and the TIE Fighter, the Dark Falcon, obviously, and Jedi Bob Starfighter.
Apparently, the Dark Falcon isn't canon on the timeline.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, so I guess because this stream was a little bit haphazard, everyone just went away.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know what the hell happened there.
Yeah. The only reason why I'm not really talking as much is because I'm trying to focus. This is why on your last stream I wasn't building, because when I build I can't multitask.
Yeah, and I've learned to develop that skill.
Yeah.
Through practice.
That's why in a couple of my videos I've used music. To try and just block out the quietness.
Yeah. So Yeah, because you haven't ever talked about your videos on my channel before, but what are the videos that you've got on your channel?
Just mostly tutorials for a couple of my builds. Showcasing.
Because you're trying to be a mock specialist, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I try to be a mock specialist too.
I'm probably never gonna do videos on sets, just mostly mocks. I might take pictures of my sets and maybe do shorts and stuff like that with them, but not actually doing streams or videos.
Yeah, I prefer to do my videos about my mocks because everyone can just do a video about the same set that a bunch of other channels have already done. However, a mock is individualistic.
Yeah.
A mock is you.
Say again, sorry?
A mock is you,
Yeah, definitely. It's
and you
showing off my
are
creative
you
part.
are the mock.
Yeah, exactly. You become one with the mock.
Yeah, that's some kind of Karate Kid type of vibes right there.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah, so I want to double check something because I found the mystery that of what my largest set was. I want to go to the YouTube studio and double check something. We're at 975 subscribe. We're at 977 subscribers, so we only need 23 more.
I mean, mostly, I'm not exactly after subscribers. It's just useful to have over 50.
Yeah, because for small channels you need 50 subscribers to use the YouTube streaming software.
Yeah, but even then it's limited until you get 1,000 if you're streaming on your phone.
However, if you're streaming on a computer, you don't need those
Yeah, I
numbers,
noticed that.
which is why I've never attempted to stream on my on my phone.
Yeah, you don't get full features until 1,000. I mean, I'll probably be sticking to StreamYard. I find it a lot easier because there's buttons for everything. With the YouTube stream, it's quite a fiddle.
Yeah, I've never really been interested in wanting to stream on my phone until I saw what my friends were doing with their vertical streams.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know you can do a vertical stream and not have to be bound by 1,000 subscribers.
Huh.
So that's got me interested in attempting to stream on my phone. But
Yeah,
because I have always done traditional horizontal streams, I have never felt the need to do a vertical stream, but I've been thinking about how I'd want to do it because I know that it's based upon the YouTube Shorts algorithm,
yeah,
and there are positives. No, sorry, there are there are pluses and minuses with that, and I'm kind of throwing it up in the air and thinking about when I would want to try it out because I just want to see what would happen, whether it
and what
becomes
become.
whether it gets zilch or it pops off, because I know some people who have started doing it more recently and they've yielded good results. I know people who only do vertical streams because they don't have a good enough computer to use the streaming software, and or they can't afford a computer to begin with.
I mean, my computer has two cameras on it, one on the back and one on the front. It's just hard to angle the camera at the back because it's slightly better quality. This is why I'm not using my computer.
Yeah, and since I own a Mac, I don't have those problems that you're talking about.
Yeah. Maybe in the near future, I might be getting a slightly better computer. But for the meantime, I'll just be using my phone for videos because I find it's working quite well.
Yeah, because I know people that don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, so they've been doing vertical streams on their phone, and that's the only way they have been streaming. And there's been the good times and the bad times. Just something inside my body is telling me to hold off from attempting it yet.
I mean, if you're used to using your computer on your, are you on vertical or portrait?
That's the same format.
Oh, right. You mean like the angle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You just probably want to be sticking what you used to compared to changing up things.
Yeah, because I don't think I want to start experimenting technologically until I'm done with a first semester.
Yeah,
That's just
it'd be a waste of time.
me. Hey Dina, hey Silent. Yeah, Owen's just building his dark Falcon right now. I remember when the Dark Falcon came out, people were hyping it up, and I know people who bought it on a Black Friday, and they got like 4 times loyalty points for it. And I've seen it on sale for 40% off a couple times for some flash sales after the hype died down.
Yeah, I just got mine from we have a Legos, like it's called Smith Superstores. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got mine from for £120.
So do you know what the retail price for it is?
Isn't it like 150?
Yeah, something like that, which means you probably got it 20% off.
Yeah, they were doing that with a lot of the Star Wars sets.
I don't like to buy Lego unless it is 20% off, because I believe as a blanket, everything Lego is 20% overpriced. I mean, why else do they always have the bare minimum of 20% off?
Yeah, I
Like,
always like getting discounts too.
yeah, like 20% off sales are so common on Lego. Any buyer who knows anything about the market would just wait for it.
Yeah.
But there are some people who fall into the trap of FOMO, and those are the sets that get put onto back order.
Mm-hmm.
They have their reasons. They're willing to pay the price to enjoy being one with the hype. I try to separate myself from the hype whenever I can, because I know that eventually 95% of Lego products do go on sale or become a gift with purchase, like what's happened with a lot of the Ninjago polybags in recent years.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of polybags. Sometimes I buy them for when I want the minifigures, but except from that, I hardly buy polybags.
There was a Fire Chief car polybag in 2016 that had the um its chassis was the old 4x7 and it had a small pine tree. I think I have like 30 copies of that because wanted I was trying to collect the small pine tree, and then I realized, hey, if I'm getting the 4x7 chassis, I could make a whole fleet of small cars that we used to see back in the 80s and the 90s, and it
Yeah,
had, I think, red 1x3 bricks in it. So there was a few handy pieces I could use for my mocks, which is why I justified buying that whenever I could. And then when I knew that they started putting the pine tree on the pab wall, I stopped buying that poly bag.
yeah, it's understandable.
Because like that small pine tree I've seen on a lot of pab walls across the world, and I'm glad they put it on there because I like to get as many of the small pine trees as possible.
Yeah, yeah,
Because the way I like to build railway lines, those small pine trees are good as hedges on the side of the tracks.
yeah, yeah.
Because I'm not
Details.
Yeah, because I'm not sure where you are in the UK, but when you're driving down the road, do you see hedges on the side of the road?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
country. Yeah,
yeah, because I remember growing up watching shows like Shaun the Sheep, and all of the roads were um in between lines of hedges that acted as fences. And so I was always inspired by that. And whenever I build a railway line um, for a country scene or whatever, I always like to have the small pine trees to look like those hedges. Or if I want to build a park scene, like what I've tried to do a lot of my in a lot of variations of my city, is
yeah.
have the city park be on the inside of a curve of my railway line, and
I
I
mean, I know
liked,
some custom bush mocks, like
yeah,
hedges. I know some mocks for them, which look pretty cool. You know, with the 1x1 flower studs.
yeah, I've seen those same builds.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen those that are pretty cool. Um, I mean, the pine trees are pretty cool for detailing, but the mock version, I think, is a lot better being a mock builder for the simple reason. Um, the main reason why I build mocks is because I like detailing.
Sorry, I just have to talk.
That's right.
Yeah, anyway, so as I was saying, I prefer to build a whole bunch of hedges. The problem is sourcing the pieces to build them,
Understandable. Yeah, yeah,
because just using small pine trees is inherently not as intricate. But when you see them on the pab the pad wall, they were a quick substitute.
It depends on what style of building you're into, really. I think, anyway.
Yeah, I'm more of a. Well, I'm not an ultra realistic and mock builder, and so I prefer the more simplistic stylings, which is why, even though I like to collect as much foliage pieces as possible, I don't build the crazy lush foliage that I see a lot of other creators building, because I'm an A I'm an A-fool, and so I don't mind the simplistic side, and it's also why I'm not allergic to studs on my mocks. Some people have to put tiles whenever they can because they just think that the studs are ugly.
Yeah. I mean, with a lot of my mocks I've done on my channel, I use a lot of tiles, but I also leave some studs for the detail.
Yeah, yeah. I normally only use tiles in places where I want to emphasize how smooth it is.
Yeah, yeah. Because you don't want too much detail, or you also don't want too many tiles. Because if it's just pure smooth, it won't look correct, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, and you might do a double take and question if it's actually a Lego or a scale model.
Yeah,
Because I don't want my mocks to ever have to ask that question. I want people to know I want people to know that they are Lego and it's from my imagination.
yeah, yeah, same.
Yeah, we're probably going to keep this to be an hour show. So if anyone has any last minute thoughts in the chat that they want to ask Owen or myself, feel free to do so right now. But anyway, I just want to show a picture of the Dark Falcon really quickly.
Wait.
Yeah? Some people are intruding me. Anyway, I want to see some pictures of the Dark Falcon before we get on out of here.
I'll take a picture of my model once it's finished.
Well, this is the Dark Falcon, and apparently they have a teddy bear GWP right now.
Seriously, I thought that as well. There's
Yeah,
summer version of Luke Skywalker.
I'm not interested in that teddy bear. I don't think. Yeah, I'm not interested in that teddy bear. But that's a close-up look of a side profile, and there's it with. Is this showing? Yeah,
What's
and
the price?
there's it with the box. It's 300 in my country.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus. How much is the OG Millennium Falcon?
You mean the one from 2000?
Yeah.
I would have no clue about its third party price right now.
Oh.
But we'll go to Bricklink and see.
Yeah.
There are the minifigures that people are in awe with from this set. Probably most notably the beach. The beachy Luke Skywalker and the white Darth Vader.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Because they're not obviously featured in any of the set. So people are going to be after them.
And I think the Darth Jar Jar is exclusive to that set too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He's
let's go
probably
to
my
Bricklink.
second favorite from this set.
Let's go to Bricklink and see what's going on with the original Millennium Falcon from 2000.
Here's $100.
Okay.
You know, Auntie Nicole still.
Yo, Cliff. Sorry, that's not the right setting. Where are we? Yeah, there we are. People just keep on wanting to intrude my room right now. Very annoying.
Yeah, I'm like that sometimes. Hate people bothering while I'm building Lego.
Yeah.
Because
Why?
then I forget where I'm at.
Why isn't this showing? Actually, you know what? Let me search it by category. It might be easier for me to find it this way. What is the value of this thing? Oh, this is dumb. Let's just search Star Wars. And 6. No. Millennium Falcon. Just wants to show the polybag version. God damn it.
What the?
Lego 2000 Millennium Falcon. What's its set number? 7190.
Maybe you've got it on polybags only.
7190. Okay, here we go. This is the set. This is the set. So the original Millennium Falcon used right now, the average price in Australian dollars is $328, and in new condition, almost $1,000 is the average price.
$1,000 in.
Almost.
Yeah, that's pretty much in UK money. From Australian, it's probably about £600.
Last time I checked, the exchange rate was 50 pence to the dollar.
Ah. So it's going to be half the price as it is for you, basically.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yes.
that was the value.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you have any last minute thoughts before we get on out of here?
Not really. Not really.
Okay, well thanks for watching this stream, everyone. It is appreciated. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I have no idea when we're next going to be streaming, but I'll see you for my Lego store vlog on tomorrow. Everybody, that'll be my next video, is my Lego store vlog and the haul attached to it. So you can look forward to that, and we'll see you on the flip side.